Good evening, everyone. My name is Vince Picciotti, and welcome to the Toys for Tots 250 here at the famed virtual Daytona International Speedway. Tonight, we'll be watching a handful of drivers who've donated an entry fee to the Toys for Tots Foundation take on the high banks here at Daytona. All of the money raised here tonight, close to $800 so far and climbing as I film this live, will be going directly to the Toys for Tots Foundation for this holiday season. Toys for Tots has been running continuously since 1947, started by a reserve member in the United States Marine Corps, and has been run by the Marines ever since. Every dollar raised and every toy given is given directly to a child, and there is no profiteering from this endeavor. There is no risk in adding to this donation, and I ask all of the viewers here tonight to consider doing so, as I know many of you have been directly affected. I don't think there's anyone who hasn't been directly affected by this 2020 year that we have endured. A global pandemic unlike anything we've seen in over 100 years has caused chaos in this country. 250,000 plus dead and climbing this year, and millions are left unemployed due to the unintended consequences of the COVID-19 lockdowns and from the economic downturn thereof. Many families have been humbled this year and have been forced to decide whether or not they can pay their bills, buy food, or give toys for their family and their loved ones. If we can make one thing easier for families this year, let's make the toy thing easier for them and give a child a very Merry Christmas for a year that has been turbulent for many. I know that it's been a struggle out there for many people. I don't ask that you donate all that you have. I just ask that you donate what you can, if possible. I want to thank everyone who made this race possible here tonight, including Cameron Colby, who messaged me and asked if I broadcast this event, and I gladly accepted. I want to thank my co-host, Thomas Wagner, and Jesse Abraham of Neonism. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vince Picciotti, and welcome to the Toys for Tots 250 here at the famed virtual Daytona International Speedway. Tonight, we'll be watching a handful of drivers who've donated an entry fee to the Toys for Tots Foundation take on the high banks here at Daytona. All of the money raised here tonight, close to $800 so far and climbing as I film this live, will be going directly to the Toys.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melikilikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melikilikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night.
Melikilikimaka is a wise way
to say Merry Christmas to you. Santa Claus!
All right. Fun is over. What's going on here? It looks like what is my camera not working out of nowhere? Hold on a second here. Jesse, are you there? My camera's all messed up now.
I'm here.
My camera just doesn't know what to do. Alright, now it's working apparently. It just didn't want to work. Welcome in, everyone. This is the Toys for Tots 250 here on the Sims 2 Serious family of broadcast. I got Jesse Abraham and Mr. Neonism in the broadcast booth with me. Thomas couldn't make it tonight, though he really wanted to be a part of this. Well, Jesse, we got cars out here on practice. Race starts in about 25 minutes. So if you guys are joining us, we have double-digit viewership right now across all of our channels. If you guys are watching this and are on iRacing, have a iRacing license and account, please get yourself involved. We got the link in the chat. No matter what where you're seeing this broadcast at, the link is in the chat for the Discord, and I can guarantee you the guys like Cameron Colby and others will help you get set up for tonight's race. All that we ask is a small donation fee to be made if you do enter in this race. And we really hope to have it out there. I'll be giving away a couple of these entries as well, so plenty of people still have an opportunity to join this race. The room is not quite full yet. Jesse, I know one of the things that we're doing in this race is an extra donation to the winner of the Best Paint Scheme contest. So really the only award is bragging rights for Best Paint Scheme. Is there any paint schemes out there that you're seeing that are your favorites so far?
Oh, I'm actually working on getting my whole paint scheme thing fixed because a bunch of cars are not loading incorrectly, so come back to me on that one.
Man, we can't have that.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna delete everything and just refresh everybody.
Well, let me know when you start seeing some paint schemes, because I've been checking them out and we got some exciting ones here. The Camel is a Jimmy Spencer throwback, the number 80 car out there of Randy Cruder. Bryce, I'm guessing that his last name is, yeesh, I'm not even gonna try that. I thought about that word. I just looked at that last name 3 times in my head. Senisek? Yeesh, I probably butchered that. He's got a pretty interesting car. It's that black and green car on your screen. Bryce, you can hit me after this race is over for getting your name wrong like that. But we got some good cars here tonight. We got a lot of fast drivers too. Fastest lap times out here so far are in the low 45-second bracket. And it's by this pack of cars right here. So they are still pulling 46 flats in this group of cars right there. What's your favorite part about a charity race like this?
I think it's that everybody just wants to go out and win, and there's nothing else really on the line. There's no risk, there's no points. It's kind of like an all-star race. Everybody just wants to get up there and make some noise.
Yeah, and that is the best part about tonight, is we're just out here to have fun. There is really nothing to be gained. I don't even think there's a winner's pot. It's all of the money that's raised goes directly to the Toys for Tots Foundation. We are closing in on the $800. I misspoke earlier. We are almost at $800, and with all of the viewership that we've gotten already tonight, we're hoping that there are more donations. And of course, you can go to the toysfortots.org, which is their main website. You can donate there, or I'm pretty sure, I don't know about you, but most department stores have a Toys for Tots bin that you can donate these toys to. So there's multiple ways you guys can donate out there, and we're hoping that we get some donations here tonight. If you do donate, let us know in the chats how much and where you did it at. The link then where you did it, so that everyone else can kind of join in on that. We'll get some good donations here. There are a couple of familiar faces here tonight. Such as my driver right there. That's John Mullins. Not to brag or anything, but he's my pick to win here tonight. That number 64 Sims 2 Serious car looks pretty good. I'm a little sad. My only problem here tonight, Jesse, is I haven't really seen any Christmas cars, and I'm guilty of it because I didn't make any Christmas cars this year yet.
I don't think I've made a Christmas car. If I did, it was several years ago. I'm usually making Daytona cars at this point.
Oh, listen, that's where I'm at. That is where I am at. I am nowhere close to making a Christmas car. I am already thinking about Daytona 2021, and we'll get a nice, cute preview of Daytona racing here tonight, right? I think we're only 75 days away.
For sure. We'll have a little bit of a change to the sim at least with the update for 2021, but I don't think that'll change the drafting drastically unless the tire is really different.
Uh-oh. I am seeing 2 Christmas cars and a Marines car for the Toys for Tots. We got 3 cars lined up right there in the Christmas spirit. That is Scott Bellum in the 07 car that you can see on the screen there. Who is that 63 car? See the relative. Let's get the relative up. That'll help us, right?
Usually.
I got Bellum, McCann, and as he disappears there for a second, comes back to us. And D. Fayette in the number 12 car. Or I guess it's the 62, but we'll see how the sim doesn't always like to show you everything that's going on. Oh, there you go. That's going to help us out a little bit. We got Nate, D. Fayette, Scott Bellum, and he goes around on us there. But we got some Christmas cars out here. We're not Christmas lists out here.
My trading paints wants me to be Christmas list. I'm still having a little issue with the paints loading in here.
You gotta love it, man. We're doing a paint scheme. We're doing a paint scheme giveaway for best paint. Or not paint scheme giveaway. We're doing a donation for best paint. Either way. Come on, man. We're just trading paints out here. Alright, we're still hovering at close to double-digit viewership, so if you are joining us, we want to thank you for that. The racing will get started here pretty soon. We have a couple more minutes of practice before the qualifying session starts, so if you are not in the server and wish to be in the server and have an iRacing subscription and you own any of the A cars in the Daytona track, you can be in tonight's race. Just click the Discord link that's in our race stream chat. It should be on all of the platforms. You should see it there at the top. And if you click that Discord link, you'll be obviously brought into the Discord server, and you can get yourself set up with Cameron Colby, who's running this whole thing, and I'm sure plenty of others would help you out. So the more people, the better. Each entry has an entry fee, and all of that money, 100% of it is going straight to the Toys for Tots Foundation. So we are hoping to share that donation number with you all. After this race is all set and done and all the money is tallied up, we'll be sure to send you that link out there. But in the meantime, I have to let my dogs out. Jesse's still got something to figure out with his trading paint, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be closing into race time, qualifying still ahead. Don't go anywhere. The action's just getting started. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
We needed more. Mane and Tail's new Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Conditioner will make your horse's coat, mane, and tail shine
So
like
we went
never
on a
before.
mission.
Developed with groundbreaking technology
top
that you
level
can
of performance across every competitive playing field.
To find what fuels the highest level of athletes, businessmen, and gamers.
Through intense trials across every competitive landscape, we found that there were 5 undeniable principles that help your body operate at the highest level of peak performance all the time.
Focus. The ability to visualize and execute with precision. Focus is the single most important component when it comes to performance.
We combined multiple choline sources, including alpha GPC, choline bitartrate, along with L-tyrosine to help boost mental performance.
Recovery.
We need to take you from 5% to 100% as fast as possible. Bounce back with nourishing BCAAs.
For body and mind. Energy.
Fuel to get the job done. Answer the bell with confidence that you'll be able to attack with energy and intensity.
We mix a blend of instant and sustained release caffeine to light a fire with
300 milligrams of GO.
Stamina.
The willpower to see it to the end.
But true stamina is coming back day after month after year. We incorporated L-carnitine to deliver energy on a cellular level, with betaine anhydrous and taurine augmenting those effects.
Hydration. Sports science was built on hydration, and it's no secret why.
That's why we added a blend of electrolytes to help sustain performance. We tried all of the other energy drinks. They may help you stay awake, but not much else. We combined all 5 pillars of performance into one single form.
Focus.
Recovery.
Energy,
Stamina.
and hydration. We call it Refresh Technology.
And it delivers more.
Mane & Tail's new Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Conditioner will make your horse's coat, mane, and tail shine like never before. Developed with groundbreaking technology that you can see and feel. And best of all, these products can help keep your horse's skin healthier too. This is because, unlike other products on the market today, the Ultimate Gloss Shampoo gets down to the skin to clean and remove dirt, debris, and dander. The rich lather easily rinses, getting rid of the toughest dirt and stains. You can actually see the dirt and dander rolling off of your horse as you clean them. The system is a great way to add that extra ultra luster like no other. The results are silky, shimmering, and incredibly soft, which lends itself to your other four-legged friends too. Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Conditioner has conditioning ingredients like avocado oil, coconut oil, and many other proteins and vitamins. The gentle pH balanced formula is safe to use every day. In fact, the more you use the Ultimate Gloss system, the better cleaning and conditioning you'll see. Especially after your horse rolls, just brush that dust right off. Even though Ultimate Gloss provides such a high shine, there's no greasy residue, making it saddle safe and allowing you to ride with confidence, knowing your saddle will never slip. This revolutionary product is incredibly easy to use, with lightning-fast results and a deep-down clean. For more information on Mane & Tail's Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Ultimate Gloss Conditioner, go to maneandtailequine.com.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melikilikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Melikilikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melikilikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night.
Melikilikimaka is a wise way
To say Merry Christmas to you.
Santa Claus!
All right, we're back live. It seems like, Jesse, you got your situation figured out, right? My dogs have been let out. They've been let back in. Now they're going to just awkwardly lick their paws on my bed and make my bed wet. That's great. Jesse, you know, we were talking just now about paint schemes. That's kind of our thing, right? Tonight we have quite an array of paint schemes, so we need everyone in the comments to let us know your favorite Christmas car. We'll try to do our best to highlight the Christmas cars. Right? What was the other two categories?
The best looking and worst.
The absolute worst looking car, then the absolute best looking cars.
Big pile or two in practice as we talk about this. That was fun.
Uh-oh. Cars everywhere. I love it when you see a car with no hood and no bumper. That's normally a sign that everything was completely blown up.
Yeah, I love that they keep updating the damage model. I haven't seen the patch notes for next week, but I wonder if they're going to be updating the Cup Cars damage model a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see that as well. I know, remember when they had it, like, updated last time, and they took it away within 3 days? They're like, look, it's a new damage model, and then they went, never mind.
I never even got to get any pictures of it. The damage model looks fantastic, too, especially, like, with the spec maps and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Those subtle little differences.
They've really started, iRacing to their credit, has really started to kind of pick their stuff up here. Alright, I don't see anyone on track. I see every single car that's in the session is on pit lane right now. I love when that happens. So we have nothing to really show you guys. Oh, one car is joining the racetrack.
It reminds me of the knockout qualifying rounds.
Oh yeah, when we had 20-minute long sessions and nobody joined the session. Gotta love it. Looks like we got a couple more people joining in the Discord, meaning that they're joining into the server right now, and they're getting themselves into this race. We love that. We want to thank everyone who's been a part of that. Let's see here. Let's just open the UI. That's the amount of entries that we have. I can't count that high very quickly off the top of my head, but look, it looks like we have more cars joining in as we speak. So, more cars joining in, which is awesome. The link for the Discord is in the description. If you follow that link to the Discord page, you guys can get yourselves in this race and maybe get the award for Best Toys for Tots 250 paint scheme. We're gonna, again, we have a few nomination categories, so we need everyone in the comments, everyone who's viewing this live, to like tell us which one's your favorites. As you can see on your screen, we got about 5 minutes left before the session ends. So let's quickly now get this open. We got our race view. Again, this is the Toys for Tots 250 that you guys are watching live here. Uh-oh. That didn't turn my logo off. Alright. my hotkeys aren't working. We want to thank, of course, the original Mane and Tail for always sponsoring Sims 2 Series. They've also put a donation up here tonight for the Toys for Tots Foundation. And out of all of our gifts, my face! Yes, my face will be on for parts of the night here tonight. And, of course, the Restream chat will be on and off throughout the night. So we encourage you guys to please get involved in the comments and root for your favorite drivers. So thanks for letting us know if you're in or not in the server. I gotta open up my Stream Deck here quickly and try to solve why my logo doesn't turn off when I tell it to. That would be why. There we go.
See the Kmart Grinch car. Is that a throwback?
Oh, what car number is that?
Looks like number 26. Car number 79, 26 on the door.
Alright, this is where we get confusing. So, 26 you said?
In the sim it's car number 79. On the door it says number 26.
Alright, well I'm seeing the number 4 on the 79 car. Is that Matthew Stewart? Alright, let's do this. Well, I'm going to have to refresh my trading paints because apparently I got the wrong paints on. You're really on the number 79 in sim. You're seeing the number 26 Kmart car? I'm seeing the number 4 Bush car.
It's a Grinch car, so...
Uh-oh. Now my trading paints isn't updating. Unless you're seeing into the future. You gotta love technology and you gotta love iRacing, right? Tell you what, the viewership's been awesome tonight so far. We've been over double digits basically this entire time, and most of the time it's just been me kind of not really doing anything. I'm not even showing you guys the racing very much. I've been bad. Alright, well, we can show you the fastest cars so far here in this session, and that is the 17, who's actually the number 24 of Pogo. That is Jeff Pogo, and his car is still loading in. Now I see the number 62 directly in front of him.
'62 is a good-looking Christmas car.
Yeah.
Got that Ray Evernham styled number. That's pretty cool.
Now, see, Cameron's saying he sees the Bush car as well in the sim, so I have no idea what you are witnessing that no one else can see.
I was seeing cars loading sideways earlier too, so I might be seeing stuff all kinds of sideways.
We're seeing a lot of things here. Alright, well, we'll turn the chat off. You guys can see the results on your screen. Jeff looking pretty fast. He was in that same group. As you can see, the first about 10 cars, they were all in that big pile up together, but when they were not wrecking at a turn 2, they looked very fast here. It looks like qualifying's coming to an end. As we speak, we will try to do our best to follow the qualifying session. Now, who's the car at the very front here? See, when this race gets going, it'll be a little easier to pick out each car. You know what's funny is my trading paint still hasn't loaded all the paints yet. You got
I just saw a really cool car pop in. It looks like it's gift wrapped.
Ooh. Oh, is that the 07?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the 07 car. That is Scott Bellum. Of course, the TV's gonna be on the wrong side. There he is. Got a chase cam on there. Oh, of course, there's still something blocking the view. Uh-oh. Looks like session's swapping over now, boys. So we are officially in qualifying. I think that means if you're still witnessing, if you're still watching, I don't know if you can still join the session. But if you can, this is your last opportunity to, last call here at the bar. Don't miss on this chance. You're going to have the qualifying results up as they happen on your screen there. And then we'll get going here. We'll put the ticker up for you guys. But here we go. You pointed out the 07 car, and I had to point out the 07 too, because he's one of the more Christmassy cars here tonight. I like that look. I think that 07 is supposed to look like a candy cane too. Or am I just crazy?
I think it's if you throw together enough red, green, and white with snowflake patterns and stuff, you'll get something Christmassy out of it.
I love it. It's so. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of your paint scheme you made for the absolute worst paint ever.
Oh,
And
the ugly paint scheme contest?
Yeah, the ugly paint. And I was like, how can you call this an ugly paint scheme? I think it's beautiful. And you're like, oh, I mean, I did too good of a job, apparently. That's what this car reminds me of, because it's a total mishmash of a million things. It looks terrible, and I love it.
It looks like it, on the right side there, has a big gift wrap bow, kind of like what Denny Hamlin's cars had towards the end of the season there, which took me about 3 weeks to figure out what exactly was going on with the back of his car.
Now, this is the 95. We talked about the 95 earlier. This is the Marines Toys for Tots look car. It looks pretty good. The digital camouflage looks pretty good. I think that car is a little old, though, because I'm seeing some blue bleed into that car. I like how the relative is up. I didn't even realize that. Sorry about that. The relative is up in qualifying, yet it's still showing differences in position. Alright, this is the 712. That's a different number. I kind of like the way the 712 looks on the side of that car. The All-American car. That is Gregory Sager. So far, he has the fastest lap. He has the fastest first lap. He's coming around now to finish his second lap, and we'll start seeing these numbers drop on your screen. That's on your tower there. And see, the 712 improved on that second lap. Doesn't look like it. Not much. Not enough. The 80 car comes around. He just finished his lap here. That's the 80 of Randy Cruder and Scott Bellum. Oh, you were watching him. He's got the pole now after that lap. Wow.
07 took the Carl Edwards line, as I like to call it, through the tri-oval there.
No, he went on the apron.
Yeah, Carl Edwards took the apron around the tri-oval. I think it was, pretty sure it was Talladega. To get the pole or something, because it wasn't technically illegal.
Wow.
You can't pass below the W. They changed it after that.
Well, that's the difference so far, because the 07 for a moment, I thought he had it, and then out of nowhere, by less than, what is that, less than 1/100th of a second. I mean, that is extremely tight for that pole position for Mr. Scott Bellum. Randy Cruder so far looks like he's in second. Edward Morris, he's coming around to finish his lap, if I can find him here. There he is. He shows the number 14, and looks like a Tony Stewart Office Depot throwback from his championship season. What year was that he won the championship?
2011.
2011, that would make sense, because I think 2012 was the last year we had Dodge, and that was the year Brad Keselowski won.
That is correct.
I'm reaching. That was a little bit of a reach there. How about the 7 car tying the 07? We got 7s everywhere out here. That is the prime time car of Mr. Ed Morris. He's just finished his lap up. Looks like Jonathan Wall is just getting his second lap started. This is the 57 of Jonathan Wall. He was kind of like a last-minute entry. He was one of the last-minute entries, actually, in our Discord server here, so pretty nice looking. It looks like a Kurt Busch throwback with the Cessna and Beechcraft car. A Crown Royal. I think that's a... I guess that Crown Royal would probably be a Matt Kenseth throwback. Rather than a...
Jamie McMurray?
I don't remember. Did Jamie McMurray have the lines like that? I thought he had more of like a static car.
All purple? Yeah. I think you're right about that.
But I also remember Matt Kenseth's Crown Royal was purple and black. This is purple and white. So it's like Jamie Mack colors and Matt Kenseth design.
I think the Matt Kenseth paint scheme that gets the least credit is the Affliction cars.
Right? Alright, looks like the lone qualifying session has... What am I showing here? Where's my stats? I don't know how to get the stats up, the session stats. Should have figured that one out earlier, huh? Alright, looks like it's 10 minutes, so we got about 3 minutes here. So we are going to take a short break up here in the broadcast booth, and when we come back, we will have all of the gridding. I'll get my face off of here so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And we'll have ourselves an awesome race here tonight. I want to thank all of the guys in the comments. We have Cody Cameron and Vincent Basco, who's rooting for the number 95 Marine Toys for Tots car here tonight. Let us know in the comments section your favorite car here tonight, your favorite paint scheme, and also your favorite driver to win this thing, as we are approaching in on a 100-lap feature event at Daytona.
Mane & Tail's new Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Conditioner will make your horse's coat, mane, and tail shine like never before. Developed with groundbreaking technology that you can see and feel. And best of all, these products can help keep your horse's skin healthier too. This is because, unlike other products on the market today, the Ultimate Gloss Shampoo gets down to the skin to clean and remove dirt, debris, and dander. The rich lather easily rinses, getting rid of the toughest dirt and stains. You can actually see the dirt and dander rolling off of your horse as you clean them. The system is a great way to add that extra ultra luster like no other. The results are silky, shimmering, and incredibly soft, which lends itself to your other four-legged friends too. Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Conditioner has conditioning ingredients like avocado oil, coconut oil, and many other proteins and vitamins. The gentle pH balanced formula is safe to use every day. In fact, the more you use the Ultimate Gloss system, the better cleaning and conditioning you'll see. Especially after your horse rolls, just brush that dust right off. Even though Ultimate Gloss provides such a high shine, there's no greasy residue, making it saddle safe and allowing you to ride with confidence, knowing your saddle will never slip. This revolutionary product is incredibly easy to use, with lightning-fast results and a deep-down clean. For more information on Mane & Tail's Ultimate Gloss Shampoo and Ultimate Gloss Conditioner, go to maneandtailequine.com.
Try to go by the name and shit too. I might get that SDK.
You know, SDK is some great stuff. Alright, but we are back, and it looks like as this race is getting started, we're still a couple minutes away from the green flag. I want to thank everyone. I wanted to thank everyone out there. We just got a couple more people joining in the race at last minute. I don't know who it is, so we'll have to see who joined late. But Kevin Roy and Gnome Copter. Gnome Copter, if you watch this later, man, replay is going to be on YouTube. You can check it out. Thank you so much for watching the live streaming and getting involved in the race. For everyone else, I think it's probably too late, though. I think the session is still hanging on by a thread. If you want to get in, it's like we're talking down to the seconds here. You can try to get yourself in. We would love to have more people in this thing. Well, it looks like we're getting the session started, so I think that's it. No more people will be in the session, but we want to thank everyone who did join, including the people who joined at the last minute here. It's an awesome event. I'm showing more than 20 cars taking the green flag here, and all of these guys making a donation. It's awesome stuff. So, want to thank everyone for that. We'll get ourselves the SDK information deck here. And there you guys all are. Oh, just want to close this real quick. Here at the Daytona International Speedway at Daytona Beach, Florida. I got an 80-degree temperature out here tonight. Track just under 2.5 miles. It rounds up to 2.5 miles. And the weather again, 77 degree air temp, 80 degree track temp. That'll slowly but surely drop as this race goes on. Low humidity, clear skies, low wind. It should be perfect conditions for these drivers as they get themselves going here. Here is your grid. How about, Jesse, you want to take the grid over for the first 2 rows?
Yeah, it looks like we got the number 57 of, we were just talking about this with the door numbers. 57th of Jonathan Wall next to the 07 of Scott Bellum in that Christmassy car. Number 7, Ed Morris on the inside of road 2, and Alan Fox in the number 73. Is that the purple car? Yeah. My camera's weird. It's jumping around.
All right, on the inside of row number 3 is Michael Thwaites in what is shown as the number 12 car. And on the outside of row number 3 is Randy Kruder and that Camels throwback to Jimmy Spencer's old paint scheme, I believe it was. And then in the row number 4, Jeff Pogo, and shows 17, but shows on screen is the number 24. It's that yellow 24, almost Hendrick Motorsports yellow 24. And on the outside is the 62 car next to him there. And the 62 is showing as Nate Defayette of Imperial Motorsports. And Jesse, I'll let you round out the top 12 here as these cars start moving.
Oh no, I lost track.
All right, I'll finish it out. Row 5 is the 14 of Ed Morris. Again, that is the number 14 car of Ed Morris on the inside. On the outside is Bryce Sinasek. And then filling out the first dozen is Matthew Stewart in the 79 car, though showing on screen as an orange 4, depending on who you ask. And on the outside is John Mullins in the 64. And yes, it shows 64 on screen as well. All right. As this race gets going here, Scott Bellum on the front row. Coming around to start lap number 1. Take the green flag. Jesse, you want to do the honor?
Oh, sure. I haven't called a race here in a little while. Let's do this. Coming down to the green flag here. Pace car ducks off. Gonna hold. Gonna wait. And green flag is out. And Jonathan Wall's gonna take him to the line. And we are underway for the Toys for Tots 250 from Daytona. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Looks like it's a really good start by the inside row. So far, the outside row starting to fall back. Everyone will probably file that inside line. Is almost tradition here in iRacing. The inside line typically being the faster way around here when in a single car groove. One car, that's the 24 of Pogo. He's going back to meet his drafting partner, John Mullins. We saw them working together all week. That's what you're seeing there as he drops back on the apron. 07 continues to struggle on the outside. No drafting help at all for him. And that Christmassy car can't seem to catch a break. It looks like the Christmassy car of the 62 isn't going to help him much either, as he continues to struggle on the outside line there. all alone. We'll see these cars get bunched up, and then suddenly the outside line will get a run. We'll just have to wait and see who goes to the outside and joins him, as he seems to be making up some spots as they got bunched up into one.
Yeah, that outside line's going to come back with a vengeance, especially after a couple laps. These guys get themselves sorted out. Everybody kind of gets where they kind of want to be. And yeah, we already see 4-car line on the outside starting to catch up.
And we're looking at this gap. There's a bigger jump to the next group of cars. This is Jeff Poga that we're going to see here on screen. He is one of the first cars here leading the second group of cars. He's got the 4 backing up to him along with the 31. These guys now hooked up with the 64. Those guys are kind of in drafting partners in practice. These are the fastest cars in practice, and they're all kind of falling back to work with each other. And I believe that 13 cars are only Toyota out here. Up front, 2 wide, that's 62. Christmas cars on the outside along with the 95. They're already pushing, though. Tell you what, it's almost no surprise that these guys got side by side so quickly. Though the 07 ducks down, he will lead this time by, but I believe the outside line, it's almost like a conveyor belt. They almost take turns. The outside line does. They'll push one guy to the lead. He'll tuck into the inside, and then the next car will get tucked into the inside, and then the next car, and it slowly just rotates in that spin cycle.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is it's really hard for drivers. Maybe it's the drafting or the tires, but it's really hard for a car in that front bubble to work both lines, because as soon as somebody gets a push from behind, 2 or 3 cars back, they're moving up themselves and probably going to the outside or maybe causing a big wreck trying to do that.
Big moment on that back straight of the 80 car. It looks like he got loose and then got pushed down, and he will fall to the back of this pack. He'll try to do his best to hang on to the draft of the 73 car. If not, he'll fall back to the second group of cars that we saw back there, led by the 24 Pogo. Up front, though, that 57's done a great job of pushing the 07. That's almost like the second group of cars. That 57's kind of created the bubble now. I have not seen that 95 and the 62 have a chance to really get side by side with the 57. He's really pushing the heck out of that 02 car. Outside looks organized now, though. Here comes the run.
Sideline's not going to stay. They're just trying to side draft with the 57 there, but they're not going to stay back too far. They're going to have a big run going into turn 1 here.
Yeah, that outside line got really, really well organized now. They've done a good job of staying away from that bottom lane. Bottom lane not playing too aggressive yet. Though right there, the 95 slips up. That disorganization is going to kill the outside line. You can see how the momentum shifts back to the inside. If the outside line can reorganize here in the back straightaway, they might have a chance to keep this thing side by side going into 3. A little bit of energy being built up. That's the other thing, is the constant energy builds that you have to start watching here.
Yeah, that's the really interesting part about the current drafting package and just modern super speedways. Like, 8, 10, 15 years ago, no one talked about energy in the pack, and now it's not even about the air that you're cutting through from the front, but the energy coming from behind you, and it's really different now.
I will say it's refreshing that the Christmas cars are leading the top line and the bottom line here. Oh, they get really disorganized there. I think the 7 car is going to get kind of shoved out of this group.
Oh, they're going to be 3 wide here.
Oh, the 62 kind of files into the inside line. That really killed the momentum of the outside line. As you can see, a few rows back, they all kind of tucked in to that inside, including that 7 car. And I want to do a quick shout out to that 7 of Doyle Lawrence here, because let it be known, Mr. Doyle, look at that beautiful face, that photo, age 56. But Doyle did all of the mane and tail paint schemes that you saw in the Coke series, in the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing series, all of the number 36 paint schemes, and I think it was the number 4 paint schemes of Santiago Torres, all season long were designed by the driver of that 7 car right there, though on iRacing he's registered as the 4 car, and he did all of the mane and tail paints for the Coke Series this year, so I want to thank Doyle for that and wish him luck here tonight. Outside, the row has a new leader, and that's Bryce on the outside line. And as you can hear, as that car went by, just now zipped by, yes, they are approaching the first lap traffic car. And that is Cody Tabar, who joined this session very last minute in that Boss Haas number 8 car. He joined the session almost right as the session was closing for registry and didn't even have a chance to grid in this race. So that is why he is back where he is. And this field is catching him. There's the distance.
Only took about a lap and a half after that little confusion on the back straightaway for this pack to really reform and just start charging back again.
We'll see if the lap car brings some confusion. There's the battle box, as you can see how quickly they caught him. Oh, he's in the wall just a bit there. Does a great job not to ricochet and bounce off of that wall into the cars next to him. He'll now try to tuck in the line here, get a caution if he can, and not get involved in it. And he'll be right back in this thing. Did a good job not taking out the field on that one. How about Bellum in the 07 car? Running a great race. So far, he's led the most laps.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising he got back to the front so quick, but that outside line formed up and pushed him ahead, and outside line hasn't been able to make up too much ground, so Bellum must have a nice present underneath of him there.
Now, this is the track map. As you can see, this is the front draft now that Cody has been kind of added to this front draft. As you can see, his number shows on the door, number 9 car. But let's go back to the leader of the second group, and that's the on-screen 24 car of Jeff Pogo. So, as you can see, the gap now is about 7 seconds. These guys right here are running nose to tail about 7 seconds behind the leaders at this point. So they'll have to try to, if they want to catch this field, this thing stays green to the end. Of course, there's a lot of laps to go. These guys are pretty far back now, about 9 seconds to the leader, but plenty of time for things to happen. I think they're banking on something big happening here in this front group.
I would agree that's their strategy, but my concern is the past 2 super speedways that we've called together, we've had 3 cautions and 500 miles, just about.
Yeah, I always bank on a low caution race, only because if there's a million cautions, well, I might get involved in one no matter what, right? That's kind of, it's just the luck of the draw when you go to a super speedway race, and oh, look at this move for the lead. Power move by Jesse Kaplan, pushing the absolute heck out of that 57 of Mr. Jonathan Wall, and they get to the lead. And that helps the outside row as well. The 09 car pulls even now with Scott Bellum in the 07. At 9 of Bryce Sinasak. What a great job by the 02 and the 57 to just skirt right around that 07 car.
That 02 was making a 3-wide move a few laps ago. I think he might be the aggressor in that front pack there.
We'll see how long he waits before he wants to get some laps led in this thing. What a great start to this race, though. It's been some amazing energy by all of these drivers. Big move right there by the 95. Outside line seems to be slowly dying here. More cars are tucking in. And that is not good news for that second group we talked about with Pogo and Mullins and others. Those guys are so far back without this pack having an issue. As I thought there was an issue there with all that smoke. This race might go green for a lot longer than they had hoped.
Yeah, that's always the gamble with kind of falling to the back and such. I'm personally never too much of a fan of that. Like you said, like if there's going to be a lot of cautions, there's going to be a lot of cautions, and you're probably going to be involved in one anyway.
Especially if you're in the back, right? If you might not even have a chance, you know?
Yeah, you never know what the picture's going to look like at the at the scene of the accident by the time you get there if you're 8 or 10 seconds back. You know, there's cars done wrecking and like getting back going, and they're slow and stuff. And even if you're going slow, you know, there's still smoke and everything. So it's a tricky spot to be in.
It can be, especially with how iRacing goes, and when you know the other thing is you don't have a spotter up top on the top of the pit box or on top of the tower. You just have the in-game that tells you when someone's next to you. You don't have that extra information. But how about one guy who's about to not need a spotter at all? That's 7 car on screen, 4 on your relative there. He's just got pushed straight to the lead. I thought no one was going to be able to challenge that inside with how fast the 02 and the 57 were. But here comes Doyle Lawrence and that Raven Craft number 7 car. He is really getting a shove on that outside line.
Oh, they're going to try and stick him 3 wide.
That 09 car thought about it. And I'll tell you what, I almost wonder if that ruined that run, that momentum that they had. They really had something going there. That 62 car tucks back to the inside line. Thought about going to the outside of those 3 cars. I'll tell you what, that number 0... Oh! Big time contact! 84 spins across back to the inside line. No caution yet.
Contact in turn 1. Oh, big error.
More cars getting involved. And that back row, as we talked about that back row, they're swinging through this thing. There's still no caution on this track. Look at them up against the wall trying to get around these cars. I'm sure they're glad that they weren't involved in this thing, but I'm not sure why there wasn't a caution there. There are some big-time incidents. Let's see if we can get a replay on what exactly happened here. So this is...
It was the 07 and 84.
Oh my goodness, the 14 got about 12 feet off the ground. And I don't think that I'm bluffing on that one. He flew off the freaking ground. Oh wait, let's get another replay of this. Look at that. Bam! Oh my goodness. And you can see he added more damage to that car, that 14 car, when he did land back on the ground. But we are still live at this point. There's the 14 bringing into pit lane. Not the start he was hoping for. And I'll tell you who did a great job of avoiding that wreck was that this guy right here, Cody Tabor. He was all but guaranteed to hit the side door of the spinning 84. He's now lost the front draft by having to slow down a little bit. He's now going to get kind of swallowed up by the second group. And again, he's just trying to hold on to that lucky dog spot. He's just waiting for the opportunity to kind of get himself a caution and get himself back on the lead lap. The only car that missed the grid. He quickly went a lap down. And how about that second group? They didn't actually lose much time to the lead at all. They're already reorganized, and because the leaders are just down to 4 cars, still side by side, mind you, they are catching this front group now. All right, with a near wreck like that, Jesse, how long does it take for these guys to all kind of get back together? Or do they ever get back together?
Oh man, that's hard to say. It's kind of like after pit stops, like, you know, the cars are always strung out and then they manage to kind of coagulate back together. And I think this might be what happens here, especially if these guys are side by side up front. Like, this pack is going to become, you know, 8 cars with those other tandems behind them. And then those other guys on the back straightaway, they'll eventually catch up too. But in the meantime, I think that backpack, the ones that dropped off, they're going to be the ones that gain the most time out of this whole thing, because now there's a bunch of little drafting islands for them to kind of catch some air off of.
Now this on your screen was the number 84 of Todd Manger Jr. He got involved in that big wreck, that not caution though. Not sure exactly what happened. It looks like he clipped the 07 car. And they all kind of came together.
The replay there.
But the 07's still out there.
Yeah, the 84 got light going into the tri-oval there, and just got a little sideways and kind of bumped into the 07. The 07, like, when he corrected it, threw the 84 into the wall, and somehow the caution didn't come out, even though the 84 was basically 90 degrees sideways going through the pack.
How about this move by the 0-2 and the 57? They are obviously working together. The 4, or rather 7 on screen of Doyle, he got around that front group, and then look, they all in tandem, the 0-2, the 62, and the 57 just skirted right around him as soon as they got the chance to. And as you mentioned, it took him a little while, but suddenly we have a group of cars all kind of stacked up together again. This is Nate DeFayette in that Toys for Tots car. He's trying to make it all happen on his own on the outside line. We'll see if Doyle decides to go with him here. It looks like he will not. He'll tuck in behind and hope for a push later. 62 car's got to be careful here as they are coming up on some more lap traffic now. We'll get you the track map. As you can see, it is all types of confused. We have multiple groups of cars now. This is your front pack right here. They're catching that 84 car to put him another lap down. There's the 14 and the 23 kind of suffering out there on the racetrack all alone. On board now at the 62 car.
He's still hanging tough. Second row on the outside there. No help.
He's got to do what he can when you have no help like that, and he kind of waited too long to tuck back in line. That second group of cars is now right back to the bumper. We'll see if the 07 might give him the space there. Looks like he was dragging his brake a little bit, and he does.
Christmas cars got to stick together.
That's what I'm thinking. Those Christmas cars really got to stick together. How about some of these fast laps? 44.4s by a handful of guys here. We got some fast cars here tonight, all pushing each other hard to try to get themselves into victory lane. Now the good news for one driver, that's again Cody Tabor in that number 9 car right here that we're showing on screen. He is still the lucky dog car because he moved around the 84. Now the 84 is now 2 laps down, and I think the next car that they're going to put a lap down is the 23 of Kevin Roy. Shows 89 on screen, and we saw that he was pretty heavily involved in that wreck as well. That's a good-looking car right there in that number 89.
Looks like we got 2 full packs now. Or 2 strings, I should say. 2 trains of cars.
We do. We have 2 trains of cars. And what's funny enough is with them being a train like this, this is exactly why I don't like the hang in the back strategy, because we'll move back to try to find Jeff for you guys. There he is. He is still leading this second group of cars, and yes, he is closing in on your leader, but the gap is about 5 seconds from the main pack back, so there's still plenty of work to be done here.
That's a more manageable gap than 10 seconds, which I think it was 10 seconds or more before that incident in the tri-oval.
Yeah, that incident in the tri-oval, oddly enough, slowed this lead pack down tremendously, but we'll see how these lap times go. Right now, 45.66 for Scott and a 45.27. Wow, that second group is still running faster. And as I say that, the lap times update just now to the 45.74. So for some reason, last time by, they were running faster. This time by, they're about even now. So we'll have to see how this updates.
I think it was the 2011 Pepsi 400. There was 2 long trains, and then there was a caution, and then it was chaotic from there on. When that was the race, we didn't just have the tandems; we had the quadruples going on.
I'm trying to get you guys the pit lane information.
Yeah, we're going to be getting to pit stops in the next 15 laps or so, aren't we?
We absolutely will be soon here. We're on lap 28 now. I do believe they could probably go, what, to lap 45, I imagine?
That's what I was thinking.
Make this a two-stop race. You go to lap 49, and then you start, or 45 rather, and then you hit it at about lap 90. And I imagine that a lot of these drivers are probably, as you can see how spaced out this front group is for whatever reason. I wonder if they're trying to save a little bit of fuel at this point. They're very spaced out, but they're still actually, as you can see as the gap grows, running a little faster than that second group now. So I almost wonder if that second group slowed down when they incorporated Daniel Folkingham. They're also side by side, so there's a lot of confusion happening. That's why they're slowing down back here. These guys just have to get organized. They cannot be racing as hard as they are right now. Yeah, these guys were running faster than the leaders. They have to cooperate and get reorganized in some sort of order here. I'm seeing a couple of damaged cars back there with them, including the 39 and the 712. These guys got to start playing nice, though. They're racing really hard.
I think the front pack is starting to break up and get a little racy as well, though, here, too. They've lost a whole second that lap, though.
Here's how about one guy? We haven't talked about this driver at all tonight. That is the number 15, shows 13 on screen. The only Toyota in our race here tonight, Cody Lobush of Lebanon, Connecticut. So a northeastern driver, races go-karts when he gets the chance. And in that Heatwave design car, I'll tell you what, that car, I didn't realize how nice that thing looked. Have you seen that 13 car?
I haven't, but I know Heatwave Designs makes some fine-looking race cars.
That car is quietly, I think, a contender here tonight. We hope that you guys get involved in the restream chat. We'll get it up for you guys here. We got a lot of people here in the comments pulling for Mr. J-Wall, the HPM cars. Nicholas Morse here in the comments. Jeremy Shannon in the comments as well. So we want to thank you guys for getting involved in these comments. And again, let us know your favorite paint schemes. No matter what broadcast you guys are seeing this on, Twitch, DLive, or Facebook, we can get the comments in here, which is what makes it so much fun. Tell you what, with these cars all discombobulated like this, I was kind of hoping for a caution when that 84 car spun, only because it was a quick and easy spin. Didn't look like it destroyed any cars. It would have been kind of nice.
Yeah, a nice little like a stage 1 break, essentially.
A lot of people, or at least a couple of comments now, from Aaron Johnson and others, is really rooting for this guy right here. That's the 62 of Nate DeFayette. If I'm saying his name entirely wrong, please let me know. If not, we'll just pretend that I got it right. Well, that 62, that Toys for Tots car, you know, he's doing a good job in that Christmas car. He's running those Christmas colors. He's running this race as sponsors. And we want to then, of course, get that logo up there. We want to thank everyone who participated in the donations for this race. There's still time to do that, to donate to the cause that we are promoting here at the Toys for Tots. They've been running continuously since 1947 by a Marine Corps Reserve member. And the Marine Corps runs it every single year. It is not a privateer adventure. It is 100% a donation style and charity event. So there's no money to be made or handed over there.
Second pack keeps losing time.
They are, and it's killing me. Jeff is no longer leading the pack. The guy right in front of him, that is Matty Clark, who sounds a lot like a famous character from a Christmas movie that we were showing earlier with the name Clark. He's getting a good shove from that 24 car. Now it looks like they're getting organized, but the gap is still pretty substantial. Almost 5 seconds to 6 seconds from the back car of the lead gap. At one point, it was almost 6 seconds to the lead gap. I'm showing one car in pit lane here. That is the 712. We saw some damage on the nose of his car, likely from the checkup in that incident. He'll bring it into pit lane for service a little early.
There's a little 5-car breakaway even in this front pack.
Yeah, I wonder if that's due to the damage on that 07 car. Remember, that 07 got hit pretty hard in that incident. And that 14 car is actually a lap down, which is not good for the 8 car who's at the very tail end of this group.
That's right, I didn't even notice he fell into this pack. The 14 is 2 laps down, though.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yes.
Yep, you're right, he is. The 23 car is also in this group. And the 23 car, as you can see, is actually the 89. And look who he's directly in front of. So there is one car that Cody's got to race here to get himself that lucky dog and the caution to come out. And that guy's directly in front of him now. And here comes a bunch of cars to pit lane.
A bit earlier than we were expecting, but we might be a little off on our fuel gas.
Yeah, we might have been a little bit off on our fuel gas. Here they all come. Looks like the 62. The Christmas cars pitting together. No surprise there. No one looks like they slid through their pit box. Back to the top of the order. We'll see these guys start pitting here now.
Ooh, looks like the 62 almost missed his pit.
Now, this is probably unpopular, but I always liked to pit with as many cars as humanly possible.
Usually, yes.
Well, I take that back. I like to pit with the fastest cars humanly possible and as close of a group as I can get. Normally, that means I pit with the most cars, but here we saw that 57 is probably the fastest car. He doesn't have any takers come with him, or only a handful of takers come with him. Up front, first laps led by that green and black 09 all day. Finally, he gets his laps led. He has been strong, leading the outside row a few times, but never got himself a single lap led in this event. Now he's trying to do that here. I think he did it last time by. A 7 car directly behind him of Ed Morris. We'll see. It looks like none of these lead cars pit here. And here,
I wonder what the plan is for the fuel there.
Oh, wow. The 39 really drove it deep into the pit lane and almost spins it. What a save by that 39 car. I have not seen anyone drive it that deep into pit lane in a very long time. We'll be curious to see if he got speeding there, but what a deep drive in on the 39. I just checked in to see if those guys made it into pit lane. Let's see this replay. Oh. It's not going to want to go backwards for us far enough.
More cars pitting here. It's like a group of about 6 cars there.
Listen to how deep he drives into this thing. Then he locks it up, hits the grass, almost spins out in front of the other cars pitting. What a great job of driving there. That is the 39 car of Daniel Folkingham, who we saw make that move. Still in pit lane, though. I wonder if this is due to the perhaps penalty that he's under.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any way he made pit road speed at the line there.
All right, we'll be curious to see. All the rest of the leaders are in, so what you're looking at will be the transition to your leaders, who right now, we know that these guys are working together. Based on what we've seen so far in this race, but any chance that they were working together on a 2-tire strategy? They have a huge gap on that second group of cars, and as they move past these... Oh, the 39 car almost gets a penalty for the pit exit right there. They moved past the 39 car, who unfortunately didn't make pit lane, but look at these front two. Look at the pack behind them.
You know, that's always the question, is what's everybody's actual pit strategy? Like, the left... Oh, more contact in the back. 14, again. But yeah, the lap you pit on is one thing, but what you actually get when you pit is something completely different. Like, obviously you're going to get fuel, but full fuel doesn't take the same amount of time as 4 tires. And you rarely need 4 tires at Daytona. So they might have got just 2 tires, and if they're working, they have a 3-second gap right now, and the pack is racing each other, so...
Well, it looks like they're going to move past the lap car of Falkingham. Looks like everyone's going to clear him here on the outside. No one wanted to go with him. But he will now pick the draft up, so he should start increasing his speed and merge in with these cars cleanly. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that distance up front is huge right now. Monumental gap, but it is slowly coming back. It's about 3 seconds right now. I assume it'll start peeling back a little bit, right? As they move around the 7, who also, I believe, received a penalty on that pit stop.
They're starting to make up some time, the second group on the 2 leaders.
And
I think they're even going to have to, you know, at least switch and get some air to that rear car and lose at least a second doing that.
Well, we'll see. Right now, I got to tell you that the 39 car makes a dangerous move, and what you just saw is extremely important because that 89 on your screen, and that's what it shows on your screen, is currently a lap down. And that 39 pulling right in front of him, that was the number 39 doing his best to keep his lucky dog spot as it stands right now. These guys are all kind of racing with each other. But back up front, there's your first 3 cars, and here's your new lucky dog contestant. That's Ed Morris, who received a penalty on that pit stop as well. So he is currently sitting 1 lap down, right behind the leader, so caution were to come out. He would get the lucky dog. Does he help these leaders here by being a 3rd car in this group?
Probably. That's, as a lap car, you want to do the thing that's going to help you out the most, and right now for him, that's helping out these 2 leaders.
That second group, that gap, closing in, only a second and about a second and 2/10, and closing fast. They've done a great job organizing. Everyone got where they feel they needed to be. And that 62 and the 07 and the Christmas colors, with some help from that orange number 7, are shoving their way to this lead, and it's happening fast. Let's get the bottle box out here. You guys can see that there on your screen. That is the gap. As you can see, it's about 7/10 right now. But look how quickly they're going to catch him. This might get dangerous here as they catch him almost too quickly.
They're going to go to the outside here.
Looks like no one really goes with them. I'm surprised. The energy could have been really, really strong if they were more tucked together. Some of these cars maybe backed out knowing it was going to get messy if they had too much energy. And at the line, I think the energy is about even now. So quickly, they caught that field. But they don't seem to have the momentum to do anything with it. Look at the 39 car. We talked about him with missing pit entrance and speeding. He's trying to get his lap back. Caution comes out this second. He would have the lucky dog if he can keep his momentum. Almost a bad shove.
This is exactly what Jeff Pogo's group wants to see. They're 10 seconds back right now.
Yeah, they are desperate for a caution to get back into this thing. There's still plenty of time left to go. There is nothing to say that this race is over, not even close. But we'll get you that.
18 cars on lead lap.
That's the gap right there. So as you can see, the leaders are going through 1 and 2, and that second group is just now going into turn number 1, as they are 3 wide on the back straightaway and jossing around. I'll tell you what, there's no such thing as a trophy for effort in racing. But if we were to give anyone a participation trophy for their effort tonight, it would have to be the 07 car, right?
I think so. He took the shot in the door in the tri-oval there. Fought back at the beginning from everybody going to the inside. Led a bunch of laps. He's gonna try to stick that present car underneath the lit up tree at the start finish line here.
You know, I had a joke for that, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. Something, something, little tree, something, something in the morning. Yeah, you can fill in the rest.
Cool if Daytona decorated the start finish line with a bunch of Christmas lights and stuff.
You know, I think iRacing should just do, you know what I mean? Like, when how Call of Duty
yeah.
does, like,
we had
holiday.
snow at Martinsville that one year. There was literally snow on the ground inside the curbs.
What a bizarre race that was.
That was.
How about the effort from those Christmas cars? They're still pushing. Now, the next car they're about to come up on is that number 13 on your screen. As you can see, we'll get the relative back up here for you. He's about to get swallowed up, and as you can see, they're only 2/10 back, and look how quickly they catch him. It'll be in the tri-oval, the most dangerous part to catch a lap car, but that 13 does an awesome job holding right up against the wall. Couldn't have done that any better, those front rows. 13 now can tuck back in, and he'll get himself an opportunity to catch this draft and try to continue to fight for his lucky dog now. There's a handful of cars he's got to contend with. Let's see if he can do it. Back up front. Tell you what, these guys are racing really, really hard. They're really leaning on each other. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these cars got too many bad bumps.
I mean, every time you put that bumper to the car ahead of you, it's a little bit of a gamble.
.07 still getting the push. I don't even know if he's led any of these laps, but he has been just about even with that number 57 of the 02, and it's so obvious that the Christmas cars decided, yeah, you're fast enough to work with. At the beginning of the race, they weren't sticking to each other the way the 02 really stuck with the 57. But I think as this race goes on, those Christmas cars said, yeah, you know what, I think you're fast enough to work with in this thing.
The 39 just sliced down to the inside lane.
That 39's been making some powerful moves, and if you see, he's directly in front of 2 of those lap cars, so he's trying to stay in front of them, but he still has to get past that 7. And we have 2 number 7s with almost identical numbers, nose to tail, directly behind the leaders. If anyone's picked up on that. And the best part about that is the fact that they are, one's on the lead lap and one's a lap down. How about the 95, though? We haven't talked much about that KT Chan car. But he now is going to rejoin the Christmas cars here, the sponsor cars. The Toys for Tots Marine Foundation, and suddenly we have, dare I say, some sleigh bells ringing on the outside row?
I think we do. I think they're going to be going to the front here with that extra little bit of help. Unfortunately for the second group, they're 13, now almost 14 seconds back.
They are just about caution or die distance away, unfortunately, at this point. And we are just about halfway, closing in on halfway, that is. on this race. We have been caution-free, though we did have a pretty significant incident that did not draw iRacing's ire enough to throw the yellow flag. And it's those holiday Jingle bells straight to the lead on the outside row.
I can't believe those the second cars in line aren't overheating or starving for air or something. Like, maybe you haven't drove these cars in a little while and you could just like hammer through them like it's 2012 again.
Well, if I have any guess, Jesse has 2% tape on in the 02 car, and Jonathan has 80 tape in the 57 car. And the same goes for the outside row, because these guys are really leaning on each other, and the second row cars are just perfectly stuck on it. Josh King just commented, it's M Chan. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to pronounce that. Would it just be Chan? Or would it just be like M, comma Chan? Like, is there an apostrophe in there somewhere?
I'm really surprised that the outside hasn't been able to like get a car in front, because like you were saying earlier, usually it's like a little conveyor belt. Like, you know, the next car gets out ahead and they drop down, and then a couple laps later the next car gets out ahead and they drop down. Well, and they're just sticking side by side here.
You know, I think what it is the 02, unlike the 62, has done a perfect job of staying exactly consistent with the 57 the car is pushing. And the 57 has done an excellent job of every lap. You'll see him. He slides up a little bit on the exit of these corners, and that gives the 02 an opportunity to get some air out of this car. And then they also get that downhill run on the straightaway. You'll see that outside row doesn't seem to have the huge run.
Almost.
Those cars touched, didn't they? That 62 car is really backing out of there. I think that 62 car has been overheating. I think he's going to have to lean on perhaps the 95 to caboose this train. And suddenly the Polar Express is running out of coal on the outside row. Josh King is very upset about my pronunciation of that 95 car's last name, so I'm going to let you try.
It's a bunch of consonants.
Right? There's got to be a vowel in there, unless it's like a shorthand for something else.
He disappeared. Oh, he's back. And one car pitting.
Oh, the 39. That is the 39 of Daniel.
Oh, don't overcharge it this time.
Did he speed again, do you think?
I hope not. It looks like it might have been close.
He drives that thing deeper than anyone into pit lane now. I'm be curious to see what his goal is here. Maybe his plan is to pit before anyone else, but I don't really see how that helps him here. Oh, looks like he's disappeared. Maybe he's called it quits, seeing that there's been no cautions in this thing. I think that's what it was. So I think that's our first car out of this thing. If I scroll down, it looks like everyone else, oh, the 14 as well, who we saw him in multiple incidents in this race, just couldn't get himself a break. He too has called it quits, so we have two cars off the track at this point.
Still 17 cars on the lead lap.
And it looks like...
And this is going to be really interesting here in a few laps here. We got a three-car line that the front pack's going to try to catch, and those guys are going to try to stay on the lead lap.
And once again, you can see there they are on the track map. The front pack has about a whole straightaway distance on that second group. And here comes that it looks like those cars almost broke up on their own here. This is the 712, the 411, and the 2 kind of clumped together.
the 712 has some pretty significant left front damage, but the other two look like they're pretty clean.
Oh, and that forces the leaders way up the track. I'm not sure what caused the 07 to lose that outside run that he had, but everyone's scattering everywhere now.
Oh, now the lap cars
Oh, it's every man for themselves. Oh, that number 2 car did a great job of making a decision late, but as you can see, that has actually done a good job of splitting the leaders here in half. That 07 car is going to have to make quick work of the 712 with his drafting partner in the 62. Looks like they're going to do so now. Those lap cars not choosing the line, not doing a good... they weren't very friendly and gift-giving this year. And how about the run from the number 7 car here on the outside? He's trying to get his lap back here, actually. That is, again, Ed Morris in the 7 car, trying to get his lap back. He almost had it. Now he's going to be the lead car in this outside row, and I think with some help from these Christmas cars, he might have a chance to earn his lap back here if he gets lucky.
Ooh. They don't like how his car's running. They'll stick him in the middle, though.
And then we might get a caution, which would be ironic. What's funny is this front pack is maybe like 15 cars deep total. But what makes it strange and also kind of fun is a lot of them are a lap down or more. So they're all kind of clumped together, literally laps down. And they're just doing their best to try to get their lap back and be in that lucky dog position. This is the battle for that front row here.
2 of the first 3 cars on the outside are laps down.
And the 62 got shuffled back to the inside there. He shuffled himself back to the inside. Man, I'll tell you what, these guys are really doing a great job here tonight. No cautions, really racing hard. But that 7 car doesn't seem to be as fast as the 07, even with the damage to that 07 car in that lead group. Now it looks like they're starting to fall back on the outside. The outside row doesn't seem to be as fast as the inside row.
Yeah, I'm surprised the 4 car dropped down because he needs to get his lap back.
Well, the 4 car, you know what? He's probably thinking that the 7 will lose momentum when the 07 gives up. Or maybe he gets sucker punched in the center lane. And if that happens, well, then suddenly you're in front of him. He's on the third car on the inside there that we're looking at. There's the 4 car. If I can find him. Maybe he shows up as the 2.
There's 15 cars in this pack, and only 9 of them are on the lead lap. So there's definitely some interesting things happening in this group here.
There's a lot of racing for position, and not everyone's racing on the same lap with each other. So it just makes you wonder, if we get a caution, how things are going to play out. I'll tell you what, I hate competing to get the lucky dog because it always seems like it only goes to one person. And it always seems like you could lose the lucky dog so quickly. It's such a fickle thing. You get minor damage in a wreck, or you have to go through the grass to avoid the wreck. You don't get the lucky dog at that point, so I hate competing with it.
Here.
And that 7 car, can he? Oh, he does! Alright, now the question is, can the 07 force that 02 and the 57 to stay on the bottom? If he can get a run...
Contact!
Oh, big contact. And he's going to go down pit lane here at almost full speed. We'll see if the admin gives him a clear. Uh-oh, that outside row lost a lot of momentum because of that. Here comes the 57. As soon as that 02 gets to him, I can guarantee you they will move up and abandon that 7 car as soon as they get the chance.
It's going to make it interesting because the 7 car is definitely going to block that. And now the 17 or the 12 car now is kind of blocking the 02 down. 07, that's what I meant.
He's losing momentum, though.
Oh, there they go.
That 12 car is not nearly as fast, and that really killed the momentum of that 07 car on the outside. Now the inside line's going to get really bottled up. And oh, he splits him. He can't go down. The 7 car is really going to have to do his best to try to keep that 57 from slowing him down at all. We'll see, does the 57 go back to pick up his teammate? No, he goes to pick up the 02. That 7 car is wheeling and dealing to get his lap back. Doyle Lawrence, also in the number 7 car, on screen there. He is really giving him a push here.
I think it was pretty big for everybody on the lead lap competing for the win here to break up that 57 and 02.
And they did it. And well, actually, it was the lap car who did it. The 7 car, he's on the lead lap, and Jesse Kaplan, who's been pushing the 57 all day, is officially your leader. And uh-oh, they tuck back down. Now do you think the 57 pulls up? Because I can guarantee you that 12 car does not have the momentum to push that 07, it seems like, especially by just 2 cars. First chance they get, that 02 will get with the 57.
57's blocked down on the inside now.
Tell you what, that 07 needs... I don't know if that 12 has just not been on him, or if he needs one more person on the outside to help him. But they don't seem to have the speed that some other cars have had on the outside, but it looks like they got a little run going here. And by the way, this is to put the 7 back a lap down, and they're catching more lap cars as they turn these circuits. Oh, the 12 falls off of that number 07, and here comes the run on the inside.
For the 02 and 57 to draft off these lap cars a bit.
As they move around the 4, one more
there
car
they go.
Going into pit lane, and they choose that moment to go 3 wide, and he tucked back in. Likely because he got loose. If you watch that move, it looked like he got a little loose. Did that 57, or maybe he wants his teammate to go back to pushing him. Oh, the 07 gets a huge shove. No one's organized. Is this the last lap? This is like the last lap in the 2018.
2 laps away from, I think, pit stop starting. Just based on when they started before. They started at lap 36, so this would be another 36 laps here.
Yeah, they are shoving each other in all types of ways. Now they'll move, and uh-oh. 02's pushing the 57 once again. That 7 car is not going to get to the other 7 car in time, and they will clear the 7.
Ooh.
And Doyle thought about going to the outside. He waited too long to make that move. He'll tuck back in. And now, well, even with pit stops coming here, we'll see that. Remember, those front two cars did not take 4 tires that last pit stop. They pit with the rest of that front pack that they're still running with, but they were about 3 seconds in front of them, which to me would make me assume that they only took 2 tires.
That would be my guess, and I think if you got 4 tires last time, probably just get 2 this time.
Yeah, does the whole pack leave that front 2 cars alone? I mean, if they take 4 tires and no one else does, it'll just be those 2. And by the way, I haven't talked much about this 12, but Michael Thwaites in that number 12 car, he is on the lead lap. And I kind of lost him in that all of that. I thought he was one of the lap cars. No, he is on the lead lap. He's running in 6th. He's trying to get some momentum with some other guys running the outside, like one of the cars we haven't talked much about, the 80 Camel Cigarettes, and the 09, who we haven't talked about in a really long time, Bryce Senesac. So he is trying to make something happen on the outside. With pit stops coming, I'll be curious to see when they start peeling in here.
Yeah, nobody that time. When was the last car? What lap did they pit?
Well, let's see here. We can probably show you pit strategy, stint length. So They went about 37 laps. Did the front three cars went 37 laps last time. And then it looks like the 12 pit at lap 39, who is giving a huge shove to the 7, giving the 7 back his lap. That 7 car has really made this race interesting up front because he's got a fast car. He seems to be working well with people. Second group of cars looking to pit, perhaps? Yes, they will. The 3 Christmas cars come in together.
Ooh, they give a little bit of contact.
Oh, I don't think that 07 made it. Made pit speed, and I think he got a little bit of a bump from behind there as they came into pit lane. Let's see that replay. So there they go, entering pit lane. That 07, I thought he was going fast. It almost looks like he had to think about whether or not he was going to come in. Locks it up, and the 62 reacts. 62 is the one who gets a pretty good bump from behind in the 95. We'll have to see what happens here. As we go back live, there is the 07 exiting pit lane.
Oh, they're 3 wide at the start-finish line. Outside line got a little mixed up.
Oh, that 7 car
great run going.
Got a little too much of a shove, gets shoved out wide. He stays up in that 3rd lane. And with some of these cars pitting versus some of the other ones, they're starting to split up. Again, this is your front group that we're looking at, the top 8. So it's been about 37 laps for the front cars, so I imagine that they'll probably come in and pit here. But we'll see.
Unless they can go significantly longer than what these 2 stints were, I think we're going to be looking at a late pit stop for a splash of gas here.
Big drive-in for the front leaders. Well, it looks like they get to pit road speed perfectly. The problem for the 07 is the damage sustained by the 62 car, as you can see there. He stayed in pit lane longer, as did the 95. So they're not just now exiting the pit lane. So that 3-car group was very fast, is all split up. So I don't know if there's anyone who can contend with that 57 car at this point. But the last group of cars that stayed out the longest is, again, the cars that are staying out the longest here. That is the 09 car, the 80 car, and others. As they catch the 07 here, the 07 can hold his line in front of them, get up to speed. It'll help his cause a little bit, but he's likely going to fall back to that second group. I want to thank everyone who's been in the chat here tonight. We have had a lot of names in the chat here tonight. Josh King, Aaron Johnson, Vincent Basco, and others. This front group looks to be gaining on some of the other cars who had just pitted. Oh, they're going to have to split them here. So the 09 will not be able to pit this time by. So they continue to stay out in turn laps. Very curious pit strategy right now. Everyone's 1 lap down except for, again, the 02 and the 57. They pit with the 7 and the 4, but it doesn't matter. The 4 and the... Well, who else did they pit with? They pit with the 4 and I think 2 other cars, but they are still got a huge gap. There they are in front of this. You on the screen at the bottom of your screen, passing us our camera now. So I'm not entirely sure what their pit strategy is versus everyone else. I'm guessing everyone just took 4 tires again, except for the 02 and the 57. But if we're doing the math, you can make it a maximum, I guess, of about 40 laps, right?
That's what it kind of looks like. Like. If they could go past 39 laps, I feel like they would, because you want to try and make it on 2 stops and not have to worry about a 3rd stop right at the end. But it's looking like what it's going to be here if they're only going 36 to 39 laps.
Now the 09 is in first. In second place is the number 80 car, who kind of got doored on the opening laps of this race. We kind of forgot about him. But that bright yellow car is technically your second place driver. Oh, there's a spin! The 12 car goes around! And I'm waiting for the caution. These cars are pitting because they assume there's going to be a caution. But we still don't have one. Oh, there it is. The first caution of the race as the 12 car waits for people to fly by. Let's get a replay of that.
Sure, he slowed down big time going into turn 3 there, and the guys around him weren't quite ready for it.
I'll be curious to know why. Maybe he ran out of gas. Oh, boy. Let's get a pause. All right, gyro cam. We'll see. Does he run out of gas and cause that sputter? He does. He runs out of gas, which is why he stopped on the racetrack, which is the cause of the caution. And the 07 has been involved in minor incidents all night. He tried to follow him, and does that answer the question on what happened to that front row? As you can see, that 12, no power. That car is out of gas. What a devastating turn of events here for that 12 car, who was running at the time in third. So now we'll see who all gets to be back on the lead lap. I don't know who's going to be a lap down and who's not. This is going to be interesting. And did the 80 car pit at any time?
I don't think so.
It doesn't look like it. The 09's right behind him, but
I think it'd be good to pit if you have, even
oh,
if you
no,
have
he
pit.
did. He did pit at this point, it looks like. I'm seeing it on my pass here. This is a bizarre situation. I don't know who's going to be on the lead lap and who's not. I think the 02 and the 57 managed to stay on the lead lap. A couple of these cars may... I think that 80 and the 09 may have gotten a black flag for entering pit lane right as the caution came out. They didn't make the commitment cone, but obviously they didn't make it on fuel either. They wouldn't have been able to putz around a lap and a half, 2 laps to get that to get the fuel that they needed. So they waited too long to do it.
So even with this caution, they'll still have to pit. Considering that car just ran out after only 39 laps or so. We still have 45 laps to go.
I thought it was funny. I was looking down at the makes and models. There's literally one Toyota in this race. One.
I'm seeing with this caution, I'm seeing a really cool car. This number 38, another Heatwave Designs car. Very festive. Got some snowflakes on there. Got Santa on there waving at you.
Now, is it 38 on the car? What number is it in the sim?
I double checked. It is both 38 on the door.
Oh,
and
there he
in the
is.
sim.
And that's Cameron Colby, who actually put this race and event together. He's been in that second row the entire time. See if we can get a nice view of the car as it putzes by here. That is a very festive car for Mr.
I think I'm gonna have to
Colby
make myself a festive Christmas car.
Yeah, I think I've been reborn. I think I have to do a festive car. I don't think I can get away with not doing a festive car now.
I'm thinking that'll look interesting with the spec map.
All right,
Bunch of cars can wave around.
Oh yeah, we got wave arounds for days here. Now that second group,
Most of the pack is getting waved around. It looks like.
Everyone pit, and some guys might even have been 2 laps down because of this caution. But remember Jeff Pogo, he was the leader of that quote-unquote second group, and then there was John Mullins, who was right there with him, and the 38 at Colby. Colby's getting the waiver, and he was the leader of that group, it looked like. Getting the waiver. Oh no, I guess so I don't even know who got the waiver and who didn't at this point.
Yeah,
looks
it looks
the
like
2
Pogo
car
was
was
making
it.
Pogo was doing a splash and go, it looks like, topping off.
So
I'm not sure if the wave rounds are going to get back to the pack here.
He's on the apron here. I'm not sure what's going on with that 24 car. If we're about to go back to green, right?
Yeah, we're coming to the green.
Oh, maybe he's just trying to save as much fuel as possible. He thinks that he might be able to putz this thing all the way to the end. I gotta tell you, it's not gonna happen.
They might wave off the green here.
That would make sense, especially with all the wave
not.
rounds. Uh-oh. Oh, Jeff's got it. That's why. He's got to wait for all these cars to get by. Oh, he had to wait on some of these wave around cars. I'm surprised they didn't call that off because of all of the wave rounds. He's going to get a black flag for that. Nothing he could have done.
Oh, we already got a car sideways.
Oh, it's the 14 again at the front of the pack.
Is the caution out?
I don't think so. I can't believe that wasn't a caution. Is manual cautions on here tonight? Alright, this is the replay of what happened. The 62 car goes off track for something. Let's back it up here for a second. Oh, the 62. That's what it is. Here's the replay of what happened on that restart just now. The 62 tries to give a bump to the 02, and I think he just gets a bad bump from behind. No, he tries to go down in front of the 14 and gets spun. Almost comes back on the racetrack. And that was the cause of that.
Breakaway. Doyle Lawrence is in P1 right now.
And, of course, who's right there with him? The 57 and the 02. So that won't last very long, we know that. And look at where Alan Fox is in the 73. He is very much far back there. He got a bit of damage from that previous incident as well. And there is the 09. He's got 3 lap cars in front of him and a lapped car or 2 inside of him. So there is a huge gap between these front 3. The front 3 might just kind of want to play nice with each other. There's a monster gap here. We're coming to 40 to go.
I wonder if they'll leave Lawrence out front there for just breaking the air and saving them some fuel.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like the 57 is going to make that move now. Or is he? The 02 didn't go with him.
Might be listening to the broadcast.
We may have spoken a little too soon. As you can see, the track map shows you the gaps between everyone now, thanks to that not caution. And this is the 14 car. He got a lot of damage there as he hits the cone. And it looks like he brings this thing to a stop and called it a day. And though he was stopped, he was not on the racetrack. So the 14 has not had himself the best race here tonight. Calls it a day. How about that 7 car, though, and that orange number 7? He's done a really good job here tonight of just kind of staying where he needed to be all night long. Now, the real action is in this second pack, because we got cars that are laps down, and everywhere in between, they're 6 seconds behind the leader and growing. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen here.
Yeah, because considering nobody can make it on fuel.
Now, if you're in this second group, do you do something silly like, okay, let's just pit now? Because you're still losing time to the front cars. You know you have to pit, but if you pit right now for just fuel, you could probably make it to the end, and it won't take much fuel to fill you up, right? I mean, you can make it all the way to the very end, and you can completely fill that thing packed with fuel at this point and make it close. They're going to go 3 wide, leaving that 31 car in the center.
That's definitely a strategy they could do. They could also just cause a caution here.
They thought about it.
They
move around that 31 car. And by the way, you're probably wondering why would they do that? Well, because some of these guys are a lap down. That 95 car is now in the lucky dog spot, but that 7 car, he's been trying so hard to get that freaking lap back. He's right there too, and I'll tell you what, I don't know if that 64 car is currently running in 5th place, trying to get himself to 5th place right now. You got a couple of guys on the lead lap on the bottom and lap cars on the outside. That 64, he's on the lead lap. He probably would like to get in line in front of that 7 car and maybe work with these leaders here.
Yeah, I think this pack is really interesting. It's not even so much fighting for position in the number order. It's more of fighting for a pecking order. Like, whoever's the fastest, they want to have their car up front, and that's the lead lap guys. They want to get out front. They don't know why these lap cars are like giving them so much grief.
Now, one thing we do know is that 64 cannot make it on fuel. He pit before the caution came out, and we don't even think the guys who pit out the caution have any chance of making it either. So, things have really, really, really fallen apart here for some of these guys. The 17, we talked about him, Pogo, he's all alone. He's now shown 2 laps down because of that penalty. And up front, that 64 car, he's trying to lead this front group. Now, because he's on the lead lap, and every car on the outside there is a lap down, as, oh, they almost get together. I imagine that the 64 car is probably going to tuck in front of those lead cars and just try to do his best to drive away from everyone else. He's almost clear of that 09, just a little bit more of a push from that Christmassy number 95. Our other Christmassy cars, Bellum's now shown 3 laps down from that restart incident that did not cause a caution. The 62 is also a couple laps down, as he also got some severe damage from that. So unfortunately for them, they are basically out of this thing, and they were at one point race contenders, race winners here in this thing.
It's like the 64 has chosen the inside line as expected. But they're not done here. They keep slicing and dicing back and forth.
Now, can you believe that I went to go find our beautiful Christmas cars? Both of them severely beat up, specifically in their bumper, so they're probably going to be off pace anyways with all that damage. But they're racing nose to tail. Not for position, though. That 62 is actually, I'm showing 1 lap down, so he's got a chance to maybe get the lucky dog at this point. Only 8 cars on the lead lap. As that 38 car of Colby, he rounds out the lead cars on that outside row there. So the lead lap cars are almost all together now, but in 2 separate groups. The front group 10 seconds ahead of the back group.
I didn't realize it was up to 10 seconds. They've made up a huge amount of time.
And that's all because the 02 has been maybe the best pusher all race long. And I think the 57 and the 02 know 2 beats 1. Doyle kind of got lucky to be a part of this group more than anything at this point. I think Doyle's only chance is to try to wait until a move happens from the 02, and then assuming it happens on the final lap, you kind of go up, block him, maybe put him in the wall. You don't give him the bottom under any circumstances. And if you shove that 02 up as high as you can, maybe the 57 takes low and you can kind of slice back down. I think your only chance is to kind of zigzag and take the 2 cars out if you get a chance to. If you want to win. But don't listen to me, I'm the broadcaster.
They gotta make it to the finish line first, and I think they're about 3 to 5 laps short right now. We still have 31 laps to go, and we've been running for about 12 since the restart, so they've been pitting every 36 laps or so. Oh, there's a move. The 02 goes to the outside.
Gives up the spot to the 57 car. So we're looking at the stints here. So it looks like the 02 and the 57 were one of the only cars to top off with fuel. Now, the reason that's important is because they've only gone 14 laps. That's it, 14 laps since their last pit stop, and with 30 laps to go, I still don't think they can make it.
No, I don't think they will. It's they were pitting between 36 and 40 laps. The car that ran out of fuel, do we have data on how long that stint was?
Let's get to that 12 car. It doesn't show me. Let's see here. How do I get the pitch strategy? Does not show me, but I believe that he had pit 1 lap prior to the other cars, meaning that he was trying to go 41 laps rather than just 40 laps. So it seems like 40 laps is the cutoff even when in traffic.
His contact in turn 3.
I just came back to see that. A handful of cars had shuffled position. Somehow the 80 car got disconnected. These lap cars, they're racing really hard, but it's because they're desperate. They only have one lucky dog, and everyone has to pit still, meaning that if a caution comes out, with the few cautions we've had this race, I really don't think there's going to be another one. So if you get the lucky dog, if you're fortunate enough to find yourself in the first car 1 lap down, it's basically a guarantee you still have a chance to win this thing. You really still have a chance to legitimately win this race, but say you don't get those cautions, your chances of finishing higher than 8th place here is slim to none.
We still have 8 cars on the lead lap, though now it's a 12 to 13 second gap to the leaders. And these guys, they need to pit before even the leaders do, because none of them topped off. They got their wave around from their green flag pit stops around lap 75 or so.
Yeah, so they are running longer than anyone, and we have a car blinking out terribly. That is actually the 95, who, oddly enough, is still running competitively side by side, but he is look kind of like a Christmas light. Because he's really blinking out there. I keep getting updates that there's a pass in this inside of the top 10. It's because he keeps disappearing and he's currently running 10th. I get the update that 6 or 7 cars have just passed the 95, and then suddenly I get an update that the 95 has passed 6 or 7 cars.
It was kind of... wasn't too bad earlier, but that electrical issue looks to have gotten much worse for him.
31 car right now side by side with the 95, who's blinking out. A little bit of damage on that 31 car. He is currently in lucky dog position in 9th place. The battle is for 9th here in this second group. It's the front group. No change in the front group. It's the first 3 cars that we had before. And in those first 3 cars, it is Lawrence, as you can see on your screen, Lawrence, Wall, and Kaplan. No change in the first 3, but John Mullins doing everything he can to kind of lead this second group. But unfortunately, with all the side-by-side racing, of course, with them trying to do everything in their power to get the lucky dog, it is really keeping those lead lap cars from having a chance to even run down the leaders if they wanted to. 25 to go, though. Cautions could still come out, right? We've had a very small amount of them.
Yeah, one caution for when the 12 car ran out of fuel with a car right behind him, got spun in turn 3, collected a couple cars on his trip through the corner there.
I don't know what just happened to my timing tower, but it just went a little broken.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about cautions, and I saw the yellow box, and I thought, holy crap, we got a caution! But we don't. We do not have a caution. Do not be alarmed. Let's just close it. Let's go back to the ticker. The ticker is going to tell us what's going to happen here. Now, the ticker's not telling us how many laps to go there are. Uh-oh. Second group seems to be slowing down a little bit.
Let's go popped up for a second there.
It gave me a moment of hope, and then it took itself away. All right, this group, as you can see, we're on the 80 car. That is how far back they are from the lead group. That 57 car is your leader, that white bubble going into turn number 3. So they are a whole back straightaway at Daytona away from catching this field. The next car to be put a lap down is this 23 right here. Well, he's already a lap down. He's actually 2 laps down. He's about to go 3 laps down as the leaders are looking to try to catch him. And currently, the first car 2 laps down is that 62 of Neat De Fayette. He kind of got involved in that incident, but now, with him and Jeff Pogo being a part of this back group, it kind of gives them an opportunity to continue to increase the speed of these first 3 cars, or do you think it slows them down at all?
Yeah, that now in a 5-car line, though the leaders are not at the back of the line, which would be the best for fuel consumption. But having more cars, that's going to alleviate a little bit, just not as much. And yeah, they're still going to have to pit.
And this is how the pass for the lead happened. Looks like the 7 car just kind of went wide and almost gave it to him. Maybe the 7 car is thinking, uh-oh, I don't have the fuel. Hey, don't worry, bud. Literally nobody does. So we go back live. There they go, moving around the 23. Shows 89 on screen. He now goes 3 laps down. That'll give Pogo a position, who was on the lead lap, but because he was the lucky dog and there were so many wave arounds, and he pit 1 lap before the green.
Big wreck on the backstretch.
Oh. And we have a caution. Have you ever? I want to see what happened to the caution.
I'm not sure what happened there. Somebody was just turned sideways going straight.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of cars tangled up. I go back to the replay, and suddenly there are just cars mangled everywhere. All right, here we go.
The 4 car got sandwiched between the 31 and 7 and just got popped out of line.
Oh, and he just gets sent to the 2 car. 7 also gets damaged. 80 car gets a big pop. No nose left on him. The 4 goes spinning. And the 2 car with heavy damage as well. This changes everything. But for the leaders, this doesn't really change anything. You just come in and pit. I imagine would be the goal here.
Yeah, come in, pit, get your 4 tires. Looks like that was mostly lap cars that were involved.
Which makes me wonder, well, the 80 car was a lead lap car. He got involved, as did the 73 who was on the lead lap. So those 2 guys got some pretty heavy damage, unfortunately. They will fall back a bit. All the leaders are currently in, though we had 8 cars on the lead lap. And I'm showing the 31 did, in fact, have minor contact that initiated that wreck. Does that change the fact that he gets the lucky dog here, or does it go to the 95 who had no contact? So the 95 who was blinking like a Christmas light, the last car representing the Halloween. Where am I? What day is this? Jesse, help me here, I'm lost.
It's Thanksgiving, 4th of July.
Thank you.
Cameron Colby in the 38 got through cleanly, just barely. Kind of let everything happen around him and drove through it.
That's going to be good news for this race's organizer, because with only now 9 cars on the lead lap, again, I imagine there's going to be a lot of wave rounds here. And as long as the 95 doesn't hit right before we go green, that's what the issue is. When you hit with 1 to green, you have to let the wave rounds by. You got to watch that in an official race. Most of the time, the Lucky Dog does not have to let the other cars by as long as he's with the pack. It kind of seems to be the rule. But as you can see, there's your leader. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars that'll be getting the wave around here, and a few of them will be going back to the lead lap, including the 7 and the 31. It looks like they will also get their laps back here. Along with the heavily damaged number 2 car will be the last one to get the wave around.
Oh, we're fixing for a 20-lap shootout here.
Coming around to take the 1 to go this time, and we have 19 laps to go. We'll be coming to 18 to go. So on your screen is the track map. So we have a lot of cars taking the wave around, a lot of cars that were on pit lane trying to get some damage repaired who didn't take the wave around. They're all trying to catch the field that now enters the back straightaway. Let's talk about the 02 and the 57 have been the strongest cars this entire race. So it makes it difficult to count them as anything other than the favorites. But that 7 car, that orange 7 of Lawrence and the 64 of John Mullins, they have been pretty strong in this race. John able to claw his way through that second pack to lead it. Don't forget the 09 seems to be pretty strong on the outside. I don't know what kind of damage the 80 car has, as we saw him have some pretty significant damage in that wreck. Is there a quick repair in this race? I suddenly see some clean cars when I saw a lot of dirty cars.
I don't think so. A lot of cars I'm seeing, they haven't been, actually haven't been damaged. I see still the 26 has some damage, so don't think there's a quick repair. Pace car's off, though. Here we go.
And green flag is in the air, and a huge jump for the 57 will allow the 02 to tuck right behind him. On the outside row, left all alone very quickly is John Mullins. He will slide in tight right in front of the 09 car to be the 4th car in line, and we have a 5-car breakaway to start things off here. With 18 to go, I apologize for the ticker, but I want you guys to know how many laps to go there are, so we'll kind of have to roll with it here.
It's going to get formed up pretty big, I think.
14 does a good job getting out of the way. If you're the 7 car, you know these 2 guys directly in front of you have been racing extremely tight. Do you try to be really aggressive and pick, kind of pull a pick play on them, forcing that number 02 off the yellow, or do you kind of just go around the outside as soon as the 64 has some momentum behind you?
I think you go to the outside as soon as you can. Start working those guys over.
1 car off into the apron. That is the 2 car who had some pretty significant damage in that wreck. He pulls out of this pack, maybe overheating issues with that damaged car. 95, he got the Lucky Dog, is in this group with some of the wave rounds and a few others. He's going to try his best to claw his way towards the front pack. And that is the 95 shown in 11th place. A few other cars that took the wave around right there with him. The last car in the lead group, though, is the 38 of Cameron Colby, who the initiator of this race, kind of the ambassador of this race, so to speak, has managed to kind of be the last car in the lead pack all night long.
That's the position I like to be in. I think I've mentioned that before in our other super speedway races, but the last car in the lead pack is, I find, a very comfortable position to be in, because you can see everything unfolding in front of you. You have some space behind you so you don't get run over. If it's a long run, it's kind of a good place to be, I've found. Especially with the current drafting package, where you don't just lose the pack for no reason.
That's been the other issue. I remember for years, if you get to be the last car on the outside, it was basically a death sentence. Now, if you're the last car on the outside, you might pass 3 or 4 cars before you find a hole. That 38 car, we can't thank him enough here. We want to thank Cameron Colby from Treon, Georgia, for
Christmas heat wave coming up on the outside. Big run.
Setting this up. And yes, they are. What is going on? How did the 62 even catch this pack? I want to remind everyone, they are a lap down, and he tucks in front of his other Christmas card teammate. And that leaves the heat wave to the outside all alone. I can't believe he would just abandon his partner like that. But they are running for what I believe is the lucky dog position, so can't give an inch to these lucky dog cars.
I believe that is correct. It's like the 15 is the first car off the lead lap. Cody LaBush. Forget which car he's running.
Well, that's the Heatwave car right there. He's going to get passed on the outside. That is the 7 of Ed Morris, who, remember, he was fighting to get his lap back basically since the beginning of the night. He's got a big shove from the 17 car, who's got a clean car. Remember, he's laps down because of a penalty that he had due to, quote-unquote, passing under the yellow, due to trying to top off too quickly.
This pack's going to have some big energy for the closing laps.
13 laps to go, and we have lap cars trying to do everything in their power to be a part of this final finale, and we got leaders trying to do everything they can to position themselves for a win. That 64 car seems to be in the second of it right now.
Pogo's pushing that 7 car all the way to the front. 4th car in line on the outside now.
Almost side by side with the 7.
Wasn't it just about 25 laps ago? He was competing with the leaders to be at the front of the pack to get his lap back.
It seems like that 7 car has a magnet to the front. He's got a magnet to that first row. Whether or not he's fighting for the lead or fighting to get his lap back, but tell you what, he picked a good time to be on the lead lap right now. Here he goes. He's up to 3rd place. Don't look now.
And the 80 car, who was in that big wreck just a few laps ago, he's 3rd on the outside.
Yeah, trying to make the best of that incident. That 80 car, that nose looks pretty clean considering the impact that he had. They're going to move around that 95, who was your lucky dog, but now 1 lap down, and they're actually going to pass that 95. I think that 95 may have gotten damaged at some point in this race. Not sure what caused him to fall back the way he did.
Up to the 2nd car in line.
Oh, almost loose. Almost wrecked right there. That 0-2 has to breathe the nose. I love this run. They get down that back straightaway coming to you. You see how much these cars move around. They move around on the straightaway more than on the corners. That's why you have so many big wrecks on the back straightaway. It's almost where you decide where you're going to be for the next set of corners. You kind of try to position yourself for that next run.
Yeah, you get a little air, get your car ready to go into the corner. If you're on the inside and you drift up towards the middle, you can really gain a lot of time by driving down into the corner. But it's risky because sometimes that car on the outside is not going to know where you're at. You can have some big contact that way. 10 to go, though. These guys are going to really start pushing it. It's like Matty DeClark fell out of the pack there.
The tail end of this pack, the 38 car, continues to kind of caboose this field. Side by side for the lead still. That 09 car can't seem to give that 7 that extra little push that he needs. The 02 and the 57 have been the strongest 2 cars all night long, but they've been mostly unchallenged. Almost. That almost at that 7 car. The problem is when you get a run like that going into turn 3, it almost makes the car tight That's exactly what happened. The 7 car got tight. The 09 had to kind of back out of it. And as you can see, they're now losing a lot of momentum because of that. They were almost to the lead clear of that 57 car. So it shows it can be done.
Yeah, when you get that push like that, you need to go to the outside towards the wall. Then, like the inside, dive down into the corner so you can side draft and you avoid that tight feeling.
64 car tries to go up and side draft that 80 car. Try to get a little bit of a run back to the inside. He's the 4th car on that inside row, that green and black car. Tell you what, these guys are doing a great job. They're being very well behaved here as this run comes to a close. They're coming to 7 laps to go, and the 09 sends the 7 up the track and through the middle. The 09 car will lead the outside row. I don't know if I've said that he's led any row tonight. He's always been kind of the pusher. These cars are going to have to be real careful. They are 3 wide, and they are coming up on some lap traffic here. There's your lead pack, and as you can see, they're all kind of clumped together. It's the 31 and a few others directly in front of them that took the wave around and had to pit due to fuel shortages that they're catching up to right now. Things can get really dangerous and really tight here. That's Clark and the 14 car who's right there with them. Oh, they're not sticking right nose to tail with each other. 09 really lost a lot of momentum. He falls way back. And the 31 car will file in. 64 moves to the outside. He's trying to get a shove to the front. That's the green and black car. He's got the 7 car right there with him. That's Doyle Lawrence. So 3 cars moving to the outside. Colby up to 5th. He's moving to the inside. Inside's got a huge run now. Outside looks very well organized. I think the run's coming here. Look, going up to side draft the 7 of Doyle. He was ready for it, though. A lot of movement caused by that side draft. That really broke up the outside's momentum just a bit. 5 to go.
57 doing a lot of side drafting coming up off the line.
First time he's done that. He's really kind of held the line all day except for...
really tight on the outside.
And you get cars that close together. Doyle almost had it cleared, but the 57 went up to side draft him, and it works. The 7 tucks down. Doyle in the lead, almost loses it. Oh, they drift up. He goes back to the high side. Was that a mistake? He's going to cause a lot of problems. John Mullins tries to sucker him 3 wide, and he does. Will that kill the outside's momentum? Will it end it? Will they have a chance to catch back up? Oh, he turns him. They're wrecking. Oh, 02's in the wall, flipping upside down. And that'll do it. They're all destroyed. That 64 tried to tuck back in front to lead the outside line. Potentially race-winning move, if you think about it, if it were to work for him, but it does not. He gets turned in front of the whole field, and that was big. So here we go. We got slow motion here. So watch the 64. He's going to try to... He thinks he's clear of the 7, and he's just not clear of him. And when he gets clipped, he sends that 02 head on into the wall. Nothing 02 could have done about it. Flips upside down, over and over. Lands, oh my god, spinning like crazy. The 31 gets heavy damage. The 13 can't woe up in time. It looks like he gets some pretty good damage to the door of the 80 car. That'll keep him from getting the lucky dog. Don't think, I don't even know who would get the lucky dog in this scenario, but a lot of cars really, really torn up. There's the 64 with no nose. Jonathan Wall will be in the lead. And did Cameron Colby make it through a second wreck here tonight?
That's what I'm checking. I think he did.
Hold on, wait a
Maybe
second.
A little bit of damage on the right side.
All right, let's pause. Pause. Where's the 38 car? There he is.
Car on the inside.
Tell me that this man... Oh, he gets a little bit of nose damage from they all kind of clumped together. And look at him sideways. And he's going to save this thing with the 73, kind of following him through. But look, the 73 gets nosed hard into the wall, and the 38 snuck through it. Very little damage to both the nose and the side of that car. Oh my goodness, Cameron Colby, have yourself a race here tonight, bud. Looks like he's going to try to get that damage repaired best he can. When we come back, we will have the end of the race to enjoy. We'll take a short commercial break, try to get ourselves caught up and ready for the shootout.
Your horse, your friend, your companion. It's about trust and a bond built with care and hard work.
Georgina Bloomberg with
Competition brings out the best in both of us. Confidence, determination, and the sheer will to win. This is where we shine.
8 times it is for Georgina Bloomberg. She is through.
Mane and Tail have been my go-to products for as long as I can remember. Make them part of yours.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melikilikimaka is the wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Melikilikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Melikilikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas.
All right, enough of that. Enough of that. You guys are had enough. We're coming to the green here with 2 laps to go. So let's reset it for you. The 80 car has no nose, did not pit. He's on the outside of row number 2. On the inside is the fastest car all race. That's Jonathan Wall. In the 3rd row, I'm assuming he's going to try to do everything he can to push his way through, is Ed Morris and the 09 car. We're going to go to the ticker here. 3 to go. All right, so we got my laps back here on that. I don't know what caused my laps to disappear and give me time, but we have 3 laps to go. We're going to be coming to 2 to green here. Jesse, predictions on who's going to win?
I think the 57 or the 7 or the 38.
I think someone in the inside
or the
row.
Other 7.
That inside row, I think, has got the best shot. The 80 car is just gonna be a block.
Yeah, it might get through 2nd gear.
And there they go through the gears, and just as predicted, the 80 car slides up. And that inside row's got the momentum quickly. The 80 car, oh man, we'll have to see how that works out. And look at the jump by the 7 to get to the outside. Does he get anyone to go with him? Oh my goodness, if you had Cameron Colby running his bunker, you would have had somebody to go there with him. 2 to go, coming to the green flag. We make it to the white flag, and the next flag ends the race. And look at the push by the number 09. The 7 car will take the lead, coming to the white flag, but the momentum's back to the inside as quickly as it went to the outside. 7 car thought about going to the inside. It was too late. The momentum's back there at the line. It was a dead heat. I couldn't tell who had the lead.
Morris by 4 thousandths that lap. Let's see what it is when they come to the finish. They're dead even through 1 and 2. Really tight stack of 6 cars.
I think advantage goes to the outside of the 09, sticks with him. 38 car thought about going to the middle, thought about creating a middle. The 64 is going to go to the grass and saves it. 62's in the wall. They're wrecking behind him. The runs towards the front. The 7 car has the advantage.
09's going to give him the bumper here off of 4. He's going to look inside and outside.
Oh, can he get there? Does he have the momentum? Inside's the advantage, and at the line. Oh, that was so close. I think it went to Ed Morris by inches.
Bryce Semisek by 2 1,000ths of a second.
Unbelievable! What a fit and by. How about Bryce in the 09 car? Kind of sitting back all race long. Some great runs in this event. First of all, Cameron Colby had an awesome race run. John Mullins, I know the ending wasn't amazing. What a great save by going into the grass to avoid the wreck. Wreck still happened around him, though. And so close, but not quite for the 7 car. The 09, with a perfect push, a perfectly timed pass, gets the win. Unbelievable.
Thought he made that move too late coming off of turn 4. I knew he had a chance, but wow, that was absolutely perfectly timed.
Bryce, you got the job done. We're watching the replay right now. Any thoughts on winning this race? Do you know what the margin was?
We have 2 1,000ths. I mean, I'm pretty speechless at this point.
I said advantage bottom, and you proved me wrong. I can't remember the last time. I think I have to think back to, 2006 when Jamie McMurray out-raced Kyle Busch to the line.
2007. Yeah.
See if I can get a good camera angle on it. This is how close it was. I mean, you couldn't get any closer than that. Oh. So what was the strategy all night long?
I mean, we were just going to ride around pretty much. I didn't really have a plan to go with. And then we got towards the end of the first field run, and it was pretty much, well, let's try and eliminate a whole stop, because it was looking like a 3-stop race from that point. But luckily, cautions kind of fell in the way that we weren't going to have to make an extra, or I don't know, we wouldn't have to make a 3rd stop, because it was looking like we would have to do at least a splash and go there at the end. But then coming to that last restart, it was pretty much, yeah, my teammate Randy had damage that he didn't know he had, so got by him. Ed picked me up on the outside and like, well, I'm going to stick with you and try to at least clear these guys. And I think they got unorganized on the inside, so we were all clear, and then they weren't going to catch us. Like, and I was like, well, I might as well try something. I'm not just going to push them to the win and see what the heck happens. And here we are winning the race.
Well, hey man, you ran an excellent race all night long. You led a few laps throughout the entire thing. You ran longer than any other car did on the green flag laps. Were you counting laps to try to make it to the end, or did you kind of just want to play the long run strategy to avoid potential incidents on pit lane?
Well, like I said, we were trying to eliminate a whole stop, because it was looking like a 3-stop race, and I think the way we were stretching, we were coming up a few laps short. And so I know towards the end, when we were going to have to just do a splash and go, it was pretty much either we were kind of going back and forth, whether just to go early, get out of the way, or just run it out and see what happens. So luckily, the caution fell, and we were all able to come in, and fuel wasn't really an issue at that point.
Any questions for our race winner here? Jesse?
What was your... I'm just amazed at how close that finish was. Like, I thought the 7 car won too. Like, did you realize you won when you crossed the line, or like how many seconds?
Yeah. Like I didn't even wait for the for the standings to reset itself like it does every lap. I knew I had just a little bit of a nose on him. Now I was screaming as soon as I hit the line.
Yeah, watching that replay, I see that you were in a. I forgot that you, with all that happened on the restart, I forgot that you started the restart behind the no-nosed 80 car. But you made it work. You stuck by that 7 car. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of this race, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and everyone watching. Thanks for putting this on. Really, it was a cool thing. I'd kind of like showed a group of us like whoever wants to run it. Like, what the heck? It'll be something fun to do on the weekend, and yeah, turned out to be even more fun getting the W.
Congratulations there, Bryce. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, that was your race winner, Bryce, in that nice black and green car. That car may have a chance in our best paint schemes. We'll have to come up with our nominations. But one driver who came up just that short, Ed, you were just two 1,000ths away from winning this thing. Did you think you had it on that final lap?
I had a teammate behind me, so I felt pretty good. So I'm happy for how it turned out, though. I didn't get to win it. Me and Bryce race hard all the time, anyways. And they come down there to the end, just me and him coming off a 4. So I thought I had it coming across the line. It was so close. It was a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, I thought you had the advantage in the inside, but you ran a great race. That restart, though, you made a very quick move to the outside. I thought you may have done it a little too early because the 09 got slowed by the damaged 80. Did you just have the momentum and think that was your chance to take it, or were you nervous when the momentum kind of seemed to even out?
I wasn't sure how that was going to play out, how quick the inside line was going to get organized. I knew Bryce was starting on the outside, and I wanted to get to that outside line because I knew that's where we were going to be the strongest, and I think we could, if it would have stayed side by side like that, without the inside line happening, whatever happened there, if they checked up or something happened, but I think we would have been able to pull the run off of 4 and get them. That was kind of what I was shooting for.
It was still an excellent race. You definitely got plenty of TV time here tonight. Racing to get your lap back, racing for the lucky dog, racing to get your lap back, leading the pack, and then suddenly you led the actual pack with laps led here tonight. Talk about a yo-yo of a race for you, but it works out, a second place, and we look forward to seeing you in another one, Ed. Great job here tonight.
I appreciate it, man. This is this is the 3rd annual Toys for Tots, and my team and I, we participate in this every year, so this is my third race as well. So, and we plan on being back next year and plan on continuing to support. I'd like to thank Colby and all those guys over there for putting this on, and you guys for doing the broadcast. We greatly appreciate it.
Jesse, any questions for our runner-up here tonight?
Yeah. Do you think there's anything different you could have done, either on the last lap or even just on the last part, just coming off turn 4 to defend the position?
I don't know. I thought, because he did give me a bump coming off of 4, and I thought that would have been enough, even if I'm going to the outside. But maybe I should have tried to block a little bit harder. It's plate racing.
Oh, I forgot you were involved in that final wreck too. You had no nose there. I guess there was at least one quick repair, right? Or am I crazy?
I still had a nose at the end. I still had a fast repair too. I was involved in something early on. It like you said, it was a yo-yo of a race. I got trapped a lap down at that first green flag pit stop we had. I had an unsafe pit entry. I barely clipped the cone, served the penalty there, and then I was out front leading the pack, hoping for a caution. Just trying to stay out in front of everybody to get my lap back. And it come down there to the end, and we had a caution. I took the wave around, and I didn't have enough fuel to make it. I come back up there and was leading and was hoping for another caution so I could get in and get fuel. And then I ducked in with probably about 10 to go or so, and luckily the caution flew. Probably a lap or so after we got off of pit road, and we we was able to stay out, got the track position back. That's what put us right there at the end.
It almost perfectly worked out. A great run here tonight, though, for you. We look forward to seeing you next year. This was a lot of fun.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, final interview tonight that we're going to do. Of course, we still have to get the 5th place runner, only because he ran the event, but we can't go without interviewing the man who led the most laps. This is a guy who absolutely led the most laps, was up front the entire time. Jonathan, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Got you.
All right, bud. You ran a really, really good race here tonight with your teammate, or at least seemed like it was your teammate. Jesse was on you the whole time. Did you know that you were done when you saw Jesse get Earnhardt nose straight into the wall there?
Well, I know my chances took a severe hit, but I wasn't quite sure, if they were all the way done or not. But apparently they were. I knew that, being out front a lot is kind of, can make guys want to team up on you. And they did, and I don't blame them. They did what they had to do.
Well, that final run was just awesome. When they were 3 wide behind you, were you afraid that maybe you were going to get clipped too, or did you just kind of see that wreck happening in your mirror?
Yeah, you kind of, after you run so many of these things, you kind of just learn to expect whatever's going to happen. I knew if I just stayed in the bottom that I'd have a pretty good chance. And I'm glad I didn't wreck. I hate that Jesse did, but I guess it shook out okay. I'll take a 3rd. You always want to win, but I think not getting wrecked is a bonus.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun to watch. You and that 0-2 it looked about as organized chaos can get in this type of race. You two really had it seemed figured out, working your way around some of the cars. I'm going to let Jesse take the rest of the interview on this one. Jesse, you have any questions for our most laps led and bronze winner here tonight?
Yeah, on that green-white checker, did you have a strategy there, or did you kind of know they were going to gang up on you after after you led so many laps during the race?
With my teammate gone, I was just going to hold the bottom. I mean, I could do some different things with knowing that I can, go with people that's near me, but I kind of had a feeling that leading the laps that I led and being out front and probably made a couple guys a little bit mad that they couldn't get the lead. But, Jesse pushed really good all night, and we did what we had to do, and it came down to another green-white checkered at these plate tracks, and I love them. But my strategy was just hold the bottom, and hopefully I got the right push, and they got around me.
All right, Jonathan, congratulations on a 3rd place. Most laps led again for that 57 was strong all night long. Just a little short there on that green-white checkered. We move now to Cameron Colby, who put this race together. Cameron, do you got a copy with us here in the broadcast booth?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think if there's any awards given tonight for odds and end things, I think you won the award for best wreck avoidance. I think I saw you absolutely destroyed about 3 times, and you came out either unscathed or really close to unscathed. What was your strategy tonight? And it almost worked out for you. What did you need there at the end of the race to get to the win?
Well, I'll be honest, man. I wasn't really looking for a win. I just wanted to come out and have fun. If a win happened to come, then that would have been awesome. I just like putting these races on. It raises a significant amount of money for what we're doing. $800 to the Toys for Tots charity is awesome from a bunch of gamers. There's not a lot of games out there that you can organize events like this and raise this kind of money. So, in my opinion, that was a win in itself. As for the wreck avoidance, man, I just hung on to my wheel and just tried to drive it where they were at so that they would be gone when I got there.
Well, man, you ran an awesome race. You ran a great event here tonight, and over $800 raised is an excellent thing. And hopefully, some of our commenters found the courage to donate a couple of bucks themselves, and we'll see what the tally is here when it's all said and done. Again, great run for you, though. You really ran an awesome race in that 38 car, that Christmas-themed car. And is there anything else you want to say about the event and the drivers involved, etc.? The floor is yours, basically. The floor is yours here, man. It's up to you.
I gotcha. Big shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Big shout out to all the racers that came out and participated in the event. If it weren't for you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Otherwise, we'll be back next year and hopefully raise even more money.
That's awesome. Well, Merry Christmas, Cameron. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of our viewers here tonight. That was an excellent race. Jesse, any final thoughts for our event runner?
Just thanks for putting it on and letting us be part of it. It was just a lot of fun. It was a great race, too.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out and doing the broadcast for us. Hopefully, hopefully some of the donations came in from the viewers, and sometimes they may have been donated outside of the tally that I'm keeping up with, but either way, it brings awareness to the cause, and through awareness comes donations. So I feel like it's a good thing, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
I'm looking forward to it myself. That was a lot of fun. Again, thank you, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of our viewers here. Mahalo to the drivers and the organizer, Cameron Colby, for putting this on and for asking me to do the broadcast. I really appreciate getting the opportunity to do something like this. It was a whole lot of fun and was for a good cause. I hope you, the viewers, we had great viewership tonight. The most views I think I've ever gotten on a stream. We averaged close to 16 to 22 live viewers across our 3 major platforms all night long. The replay of this race will be on YouTube. Hopefully by tomorrow morning when you all wake up, it should have exported from Twitch straight to YouTube by that point. And if we're lucky, we'll have ourselves a great replay to watch for tomorrow. Screenshots coming, and of course, the best paint scheme award will be given out here tomorrow. So look out for that. Everyone needs to share that post out. It'll be on facebook.com/neonism, NEONIZM, right?
Yep. Neon
right.
is. Yep.
So that'll be out there. Everyone can vote on their favorite. Jesse will post that here momentarily of our 4 nominees, and we'll let you, the viewer, decide which one was your favorite. The winner will receive another $20 donation in their name when it was all said and done to the tally. So it was a whole lot of fun, and I can't thank everyone enough who made this possible, and all of those who donated, and all of those who watched and will be donating. Again, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you all on the next one.
go.